I wanted to just give you a brief overview of what is to be done for the remainder of the semester. So when you are obviously in Moodle, because you're watching this video, and first of all, the reminder that your TAC file, your publication should be downloaded, copy pasted here. There is a Google Doc. So locate that through that link, find your name, and you can see some of your classmates have already copy pasted the link to their completed TAC file below their name. So please make sure that you submit that there. Here we are, online session 5, and remaining coursework to be completed, which you've already gone into, hopefully, and found this video. Here you're going to download and print schedule for all the remaining coursework for the semester. Try to make it as straightforward as possible. Complete list of all the work when it's due. So print these 2 pages. And what you'll also see is in green, for instance here, you are going to read part 2 of Arbinger's Leadership and Self-Deception, How We Get in the Box. And there is a link to this PDF file for you to download under that remaining coursework to be completed in section 5, and it is tab 5A. So when you go back here, you can see 5A. Click here, download PDF, there you go. Same thing applies to what we're going to talk about right now, which is your final project. So click on 5B, and here is an overview of your final project. So please make sure that you go through this very carefully. It gives you an overview of the project, and it indicates here that you are going to use Assessment 2, your Leadership Through the Lens project, the TAC file, as a foundation to build your leadership development story. And as it indicates here also, you're going to do this by creating/adding narratives to this existing TAC publication using the criteria below. You're basically going to weave narrative information throughout your existing TAC story to complete what is sort of a leadership development plan. So here's the requisite components. Now, as it notes in the document, other than section 1 and section 6, all these other components don't need to be in any particular order within your TAC publication. Here's a description, for instance, of section 2, or component number 2, that somewhere in your publication, in your TAC publication, create a narrative regarding where you were, where you are now, and where you see yourself going as it pertains to the behavioral observations/discoveries you have made about yourself as you worked through a progression of introspection, self-awareness, and self-observations. So this is really a lot of what you found throughout the exercises you've done and been translated into your journal/blog entries. So again, anywhere in your TAC publication, put this narrative. And the appropriate place to really put it is completely up to you. So your narratives really will go wherever you want them to appear to correspond with what is already in your TAC publication. For instance, if it's in this discussion about where you are now, you want to place the narrative, a photograph of yourself in your TAC publication, or an image that you put in to where you see yourself right now, that would be the appropriate place. That's going to hold true for all of this information. For instance, your development strategies that you did. You can put that that narrative anywhere in your TAC publication. It doesn't necessarily need to correspond with a photograph. That's completely up to you. If you want to have it near a photograph, image, or even a video, that again is completely up to you. You can just put the narrative in. The same holds true for your practical analysis and for the managerial context. Your summary, of course, does need to go at the end, as I indicated before. But what I want you to also understand that you have a lot of creative freedom with this project. You can design it however you want. So back here in the introduction here, it talks about the fact that you've used different forms of media in your original Leadership Development project. If you want to add more media for purposes of your final project, please feel free. Add as much as you want, as long as it's relevant to telling your story. So you can add pictures, images, video, music, whatever you want that will make it more meaningful, mostly for yourself, because this is your leadership plan, this is your leadership story. So you also probably noticed that with the criteria, I put in some suggested reference sources. These would be the sources that you would refer to that would be the most appropriate for developing that particular section. Scrolling down. Other possible reference source might be the live binder that we talked about the last time we met in person. This is a link on your Moodle page to the Self-Leadership Development Research resources that I compiled for you. Just click that link and it will take you to the live binder. It's all organized in tabs. It's videos, articles, all types of research that can help you in developing this story/plan. This is just a list of the assessment outcomes. Once you've completed this assessment successfully, these are all the things that you can say that you have achieved and accomplished by virtue, again, of completing this course, or particularly this particular assessment. So if you have any questions about this, if there's something that's not clear as far as what you are supposed to do to complete this assessment, your leadership development story, either post them in the forum, which is here, Students Helping Students/Instructor Q&A forum, send me an email, or give me a call.